What's up, y'all? It is Samson. Hey, listen, check this out. I've been on this carnivore diet now for 35 days. Carnivore or God? Ooh. Okay, let's go. So, 35 days ago, I started this carnivore diet, and it has literally changed my life. When I say change my life, it does something that was so amazing in the last 35 days. I really want to talk to you about it because I think this message needs to be heard. It needs to be told. I know people saying like, hey, where are you at? And where am I at? I am in a place where, as the title say, Carnivore Or God. What I come to find out is that most people, they really talk to God when they in desperation, right? When they are in a position where there's no turning back, or they're in a position where they have no other choice, or when nobody else can help them. Like, that's when we turn to God, right? And I feel like I've always been a Bible-believing person or a God-fearing man. And this was one of the times that I really started talking to God even more. And I was trying to figure out, God, why me, right? And I know some of you guys may say, well, why you? Well, I know, here's the problem I have. I have so many friends and family members who eat 10 times more than me, but it's much smaller than me. And I blamed my DNA on my family, my passed down DNA, or my physiology. I blame that on everybody else except for myself. And at some point, I really had to make a choice because I am getting bigger, or I was getting bigger. And I would pray to God, as in the title, Carnivore or God. I would pray to God and I would say, God, I need help. How can I change my situation? With any situation, we're always praying to God and asking for help, and we don't know how that help is going to come. That help may come through a person, through a message, through a song, through a dream, or through a vision, or that message may come any type of way. I remember the story that someone told me one time, that a man was at sea, and God said he was going to get him safe, get him back home safe. And the boat came, and he said, no, he's waiting for God. And the airplane came, and he was waiting for God. And somebody on a big ship came by and threw him a lifeline. And he said, nope, I'm waiting for God to literally come down here and save me. He told me he was going to save me. And then he died. He drowned and died. And when he got to heaven, he says to God, you told me you was going to save me. You never came. And he said, I sent you a boat, I sent you a ship, and I even sent you a helicopter. And you didn't even take everything that I've given you to save your life. So you chose to be here. So what I'm saying is, I really feel now, as being more mature and understanding my physiology and the things as I get older, my body, my life, my habits, my eating habits. I've tried every diet. I've tried vegan. I became a vegan. I became a vegetarian. I became a juicer. I fasted. The longest I fasted was like 30 days. Lost plenty of weight. In the middle of my fast, my gallbladder almost exploded. I had a gallstone attack, and they had to remove my gallbladder. And then, so I always felt like the odds was against me. No matter what, I felt like the odds was against me. I felt like, right when I started losing weight, fasting, I felt like, boom, like now my gallbladder happens. Now I can't eat no fatty foods or everything that they was telling me that I couldn't eat. They told me you can't eat this, you can't. In fact, they gave me a whole list of the things that I'm not eating now. They gave me a list and they said you got to eat this or you could possibly have another issue and you can end up dying. And so I was on medications. So those are some of the things that has happened to me that I felt like I had no choice in, and I started blaming myself and started blaming even God. Like, why aren't you helping me through this? And literally, God said, you chose this way. You chose, even if I had some type of issue and I'm gaining weight and not knowing why I'm gaining weight. We know it's food. That's what gains weight. But some people have thyroid issues. I went to go get checked out and find out what's going on. How come my metabolism is so slow? And I started praying, man. I started praying every day and every night, like asking God for a sign or something. And so it's crazy on how I can't give I could give God the glory for sending me the carnivore diet. There, I said it. Because I felt like what I was praying for, he didn't do it in some miraculous way where I woke up the next day, I was totally healed and I just started eating whatever I wanted and then started losing weight. It didn't happen that way. I found a carnivore diet which was almost unbelievable. Not almost, it was unbelievable. Everyone I speak to about the carnivore diet, they say it's unbelievable and they think that it is the wrong thing to be doing. I haven't met not one person, except for people who are on the carnivore diet or people who have questioned the carnivore diet or keto diets. I haven't met anyone that says that the carnivore diet is the correct way to go. Now, 35 days ago, I made a decision. I made up my mind to do the carnivore diet. Now, people say, well, it's going to hurt you. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. And I said to myself, I've tried everything else. And what's the worst that can happen to me? I can die. But I felt like I was dying anyway. So I made the decision to jump on it full throttle. I didn't work my way to it. I just stopped eating carbs. Started eating meat all the time. Meat, butter, and eggs. And the first day I weighed in, are you ready? Drum roll. I was 426 pounds. And I said, this needs to go. I need to change my life. I need to change my direction. I need to change my motivations. I just had a granddaughter. She's going to be a year in a few weeks. And I need to be around for my granddaughter. I want to see her graduate college. And I can't do that if I'm sick. So, starting this carnivore diet, it bothered me a little bit because I was afraid that it was going to speed up the process to my death. And literally, I felt like I was dying. Literally, I felt like I was haunted. And you could say it was like a form of depression because I was haunted by my family being hurt of the fact that I may die in my sleep or I may have a heart attack or something was going to happen bad to me and due to my health. And I kept this in because I didn't want to share it with them because I didn't want them to be so afraid, or I didn't want them to feel like I was making an excuse, or I didn't want to make them feel like I was whining. So I kept it to myself. And I said, I have to show them and I have to be the example. I did the carnivore diet, like I said, over and over 35 days ago. And the first week, oh my gosh. The first week, I think day 4, almost at the end of the week, 4 or 5, was the first time I would think maybe in the last couple of years I was able to sleep through the whole night. That was the first thing that happened to me. That was week 1. Week 1, what happened to me was so amazing. I was able to sleep through the night. And anybody you know who's pre-diabetic or diabetic, you can't hold your bathroom, your urine. You if you got to get up and go, you better go, or you're going to urinate on yourself. So I would normally, in the last 2 or 3 years, I would have to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3, when I didn't have to wake up until 7. And it was an uncontrollable bathroom break that I had to take. You had to go urinate, and if I stayed in the bed any second longer, it would be a problem. So, day 5 of week 1, first thing I noticed in my change was I was able to sleep through the whole night, and I woke up, and it was 6 o'clock, time to get up for work. Wow. This was before I even weighed myself. That was week 1. Week 1 was great, and I thought, what could be better than this? I feel like I lost weight. I'm able to sleep through the night. Like, I was like, what the heck is going on? Week 2. Week 2 became even more amazing because after doing all of week 1, I weighed myself and I see that I lost 7 pounds. So I was losing basically a pound a day. That was amazing because the swelling on my foot, it was like this big, my foot. You see pictures in my last video. The swelling started slowly going down and the pain started slowly going away. So the problem was, as I said before, like in my week 1, but in week 2, I was able to get up and go to the bathroom. So prior to week 1, what was happening was I would have to sometimes have a urine bottle next to my bed and urinate in the urine bottle. So because I couldn't make it to the bathroom because I was hobbling and my foot was hurting so bad. That's how bad it was. So week 2, I was able to get up and go to the bathroom without hobbling or without my cane or without any help. Sometime I would wake up my sons and say, hey, can you help me walk to the bathroom? That was week 2. So week 1, things had changed. I was able to sleep through the night. Week 2, I was able to go to the bathroom. I was able to not just sleep through the night. I was able to go to the bathroom when I needed to go. It wasn't a pressure. Then I weighed myself at the end of week 2, and I seen another 6 or 7 pounds come off. My life was changed already at week 2. And I'm like, God, how come you kept this away from me so long? Week 3 came. I decided I'm going to go see my doctor because I was feeling so good. I know he had all my blood work from my last appointment. And I know he was going to, I wanted to find out a little bit about the carnivore diet, and I wanted to go see him. And then in the midst of preparing for my doctor's appointment, I started doing research, like heavy research. I started studying all day long. My day off, I was all day in the books looking up about this carnivore diet. Looked up Dr. Ken Berry, Dr. Sheffy. I have a couple of my friends who are in this carnivore journey also, and motivates me, and their link will be inside the will be in the description also. Man, week 4, time to go see my doctor. My doctor tells me after I take 11 vials of blood, he says, there's some abnormal things that I really want to discuss. He sent that in that My Health app, and I was scared to death. I didn't want to go because I thought, like, man, I'm about to die, and this carnivore diet, even though I'm seeing the weight loss, even though I'm seeing the inflammation go down in my leg, even though I'm seeing the gout leaving slowly, he's about to tell me that I may have cancer, or may have heart attack. If you guys don't know, if you're already sick, your mind is the devil's playground. And he will tell you anything to keep you away from getting healthy. Your mind will just dog you out and make you believe the worst things about yourself. And that's one of the things that I believe that will help you go into depression, because at a point you don't want to be around anybody. You don't want to really do anything with anybody because you don't feel comfortable. It's not comfortable being obese at all, right? So I go to see my doctor because he says he has some abnormal things he wants to discuss with me. So I'm scared. I walk in the room. They weigh me before I go in. And he comes in with like a smirk on his face. And I'm like saying to myself, why is this doctor like have a smirk on his face? And he says, first of all, I want to say, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. My stomach dropped. I feel like my chest was caving in. I was like, what are you talking about? He says, this is abnormal because based on your last blood work to now, you are the fattest healthy guy that I've ever met. And he said, I'm not saying that it could turn for the worse in a blink of an eye. It probably could. But whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing it. So I was waiting for him to ask me, what am I doing? But I remember the last time I went to go see him, he told me stay away from carnivore diet because I questioned that about that diet. Stay away from the carnivore diet, blah, 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 blah. And what was crazy about it, he was so excited about my blood work. He even told me, he said, your cholesterol is a little bit high. It's not off the Richter scale, but he said, we'll address that down the line, but I want to just see you continue to do better. I want to see you continue to do what you're doing. He told me to stay on allopurinol until the medication run out, and if I still need it, he'll refill it. If not, then he believes that once the weight start coming off and all of the above is continuing doing what it's supposed to do with my body, that the acidic toxins will push its way out of my blood, and if I continue to do what I'm doing. So that was week 4. Week 4, I'm like, man, I lost another 6 or 7 pounds. I was down like 28 pounds. And then we get to week 5, which is this week, which is today. And I get on the scale and I'm from 426. Now I'm down to 395. Wow. I'm at 395 pounds, and I don't even know how long I've been in the 4s, but I know I've been resting in the early 4s, and I got afraid because I went past 425. I'm like, here we go, heading up to 450, and to be losing weight a half a pound or a pound a day is ridiculous to me. And I'm eating. Here's a misconception I think that people have about the carnivore diet. Eating meat. They think that you're eating 2 big steaks and 10 eggs all the time. It doesn't happen like that. Well, not with me. So there is some intermittent fasting that goes along with this, not because you choose to do so, because I feel like your body tells you to do so. So here's what has happened to me that's been amazing in this 5th week. And I talked to you about all the weeks already. And so in this 5th week, or I would say 4th and 5th week, what's been happening with me is that I'm just not hungry. If I have a steak and like 3 or 4 eggs and maybe a couple of strips of bacon, that has been great. That has worked out so well for me that it has been amazing. That literally has changed my life. But after I eat that, I don't eat in the morning, and then I'll eat the next day. So there's intermittent fasting. Sometimes I'll skip the whole day, and I forget to eat because I'm not hungry. But we know we need to eat, right? But it's okay if you don't eat, because you know you're gonna have to eat at some point, right? So sometimes I have skipped a day. I don't know how many days I've skipped through this whole carnivore situation, but I just simply wasn't hungry. My body wasn't craving. Now, let's talk about how I felt. So, every morning when I wake up, I'm on my tippy toes. I got my music. I'm playing my music. I haven't done this. I mean, it used to be a struggle for me to even stand up in the shower. I would like get in the shower and then hurry up, step out, get right in the chair to dry off. It has been a long time since I've been able to get in the shower, dry off, go to the sink, shave, deal with my mane, my beard, brush my teeth, standing up, doing all of that, and then going in my room to get dressed. All of that so those are the things that has stressed me out and changed my life. And I hope I'm not jabbering or jabbering with you guys. You guys know what I'm talking about, even if you have been through this before. But it has drastically changed my life in just 5 weeks. Will I continue? Yes. Is this just a diet for me now? No. This is a way of life. And until something comes in and drastically change it, this is the way I will eat. This is my newfound treasure. I will continue to eat this way and continue to lose weight and do whatever I can do to make some changes in my life. So once the doctor gave me clearance to go to the gym, you guys, I'll be starting to go to the gym to start dropping weight and doing whatever I could do to make some things happen in my life. There's some things that I want to do that I haven't been able to do in a long time, in years, because of my overweight and being obese. So, week 5 has been so crazy for me that I don't have any more mental fog. I think I have clarity now when I'm thinking and when I'm doing things. I have so much clarity and understanding of things that I want to do. Most times I would think of things that I want to have to do and I would have to write it down, or I will forget. Now I'm not forgetting. Now I'm happy. My depression state has literally disappeared. When I say disappeared, I'm not depressed anymore. Maybe next video I'll start showing some my medications and things of that nature to kind of show you guys where I'm coming from or where I came from, and then we'll just go from there. What else? So and continuing on what I was saying, I'm not hungry, so I wouldn't eat, and so now I'm eating maybe like I am eating once a day. Sometimes I'll eat twice a day, but I'm never really eating 3 times a day because I'm not hungry like that. So I'll get up, like say this morning I got like 3 boiled eggs, and then I'll eat in the afternoon. I'll have a steak with some eggs and some bacon or something like that. I'll do that. But other than that, that's all I'm doing. Honestly, that's all I'm doing. And I'm eating really what I really like and what I really want. And if I can't do that, then I'll just have some sparings. And I call it my sparings is maybe some hot dogs. You can have Spam. You can have all meat. That's the cheap way. If you don't have expensive meat or stuff like that, you can. There's always a way that you can eat. You can eat hot dogs and fry them up in the pan. And I'm not gonna say it's just as good as eating a ribeye, but it's gonna do the job because inside those hot dogs have all different types of liver and all types of crap, the stuff that you do need, and they have the fats in there that you need. Here's one thing I do know that everybody was asking me about. Do you often go into the bathroom? I'm going to the bathroom regular. I don't go to the... I used to think like going to the bathroom to do number 2, I thought it was regular for people to go 2 or 3 times a day. That's not regular, right? Regular is going maybe once a day, or sometimes I go a couple of days, never 3 days, but sometimes a day and a half or something like that. But I that's regular. I am very regular, and I don't feel bloated. I don't feel sick. I don't feel nauseous. I don't feel any of the above. This way of life has changed my life in so much that I could never choose between God or carnivore diet, because I feel that God has sent me that lifeboat, and I'm deciding to get on it. And that boat is called the carnivore diet, and it's a way of life for me. You should try it. I've done a whole bunch of research, and we could talk about it in the later videos. I'll tell you some of the things that I found. I'm going to be doing some reviews on some videos, and we're going to really talk about how do they feel about it, how the different people who are on the carnivore diet, how do they feel about it, and what has been going on with me and my journey. So this is a journey. I hope you guys stick with me. I would love to see you guys. Everybody's talking about, hey, are you going to send some body shots? Yes, I'm going to send some body shots. I'm going to show you what has changed 30 pounds later. It really has changed my life. All right, to the next video. This is your boy Samson, Carnivore for Real. Peace.